Hi guys, this is Tracy. For today's project, we are going to be making these cute little frog gift card holders. So I'm going to be using my Cricut Explorer Air 2. I do have a standard grip mat, but you can use a light grip mat too. It just depends on the stick that's on your mat. Various colors of cardstock. I have my brayer to help my cardstock stick to my mat. This is the glue I'm going to be using, the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. Got my scoring stylus. I have a little scraper to help get the cardstock off of the mat. My bone folder, my little hook tool, some scissors, and I am going to be using a little bit of foam tape. But that's it. So let's go ahead, jump into Design Space. I'll show you how to get the free SVG all set up so we can make ourselves a cute little frog gift card holder and envelope to go with it. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to go ahead and add my SVG to my canvas. I've already uploaded it. And this is what it's going to look like when it lands on your canvas. Now I'm going to go ahead and right click and ungroup this. Bring this over here. This is the envelope. So what we need to do is come over here on your layers panel. Click that so you can see in the layers. And this red one here, click on that. Come up here to operation and change that to a score. And then click on this top one and click attach. That's so the machine will let you know that this is going to score and then the outside is going to cut for your envelope. So let's move that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and change the color of that one. So I'm going to do a yellow envelope. Okay, so now let's take a look at the frog here. This project's really easy to do. This is your frog. Right click and ungroup this and you can see that's all that's to it is right here. Okay. And then this is the card part. There are two different layers here. You got the top and then that's the back. Obviously you can do whatever colors that you like. This right here is for the gift card. The red part, or this little red piece right here, this is to represent the gift card, so you don't need that. We're just going to go ahead and hide that. And then we've got three pieces here. Now what this is like to make a little pocket that's going to hold the gift card. You can do this with digital paper. I am including a digital paper with this week's free download. Go ahead and bring it in here. It's this one with the dots right here. I do have other digital papers that I'm going to list in my shop, so if you're interested in purchasing any of those, I'll make sure I leave a link for those. But this is what we're going to add right here. When it comes in on your screen, it's going to look really big, so you just need to make sure you resize it. So I'm just going to drop it down to a 6 right here. Okay, so you can either... Let me go ahead and duplicate this. Move that out of the way. So if you wanted to use this as your background for your little pocket right here, you can either print this out on a full sheet of white paper and cut it down if you want to, or what I like to do is I'll come up here and I'll change this to a guide, and I'll change this to a guide. And I'm just going to send this to the back. And then what you would do is you would just arrange where you would like this. You can bring this in closer so you can see how it looks. You can have your Cricut cut this out, or you can just print it and then cut it out yourself with scissors, which is what I like to do, or with the paper cutter. Just remember, if you're going to slice, you can only slice two things when it comes to Cricut. So what you would do is you would just grab this top one here, hit your shift button and grab the back, and then slice. Move that out of the way, delete that part right there, and you've got this part. And then you need to bring this to the front. This is the second part. Figure out where you want it. Grab both, and then slice that out. You can delete that, you don't need that anymore, and delete that. So then what that does is, if you didn't want to do a name or anything, you could just do a little pocket for your gift card. You're just going to glue those two together like that. And I'll show you more about that when we get over there. I'm not going to be doing digital paper for this one, but I did do one previously, so I'll show you what it looks like. So let's go ahead and hide that. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and slice a name out, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to type in a name. I already did one for my grandson Jackson, so let's just we'll do my daughter's name. I'm going to do cap blocks and just do I'm going to make sure that you pick a stencil font. The font that I'm going to be using, I have downloaded from Creative Fabrica. I'll make sure I'll leave the link for that. So because it's on my computer, it is under System Font. And it is called Tingler. Close that up. So what I want to do is I'm going to put this on here. Let me put this a little bit closer here. And I really like this font, but I'm going to make it a little bit closer. I want my letters closer. So come up here where it says letter space. And I'm just going to arrow to what looks good for me. Now this, I don't want this overlapping. So let's go ahead and ungroup the letters. And I'm going to click on the T and the E, and I'm going to arrow over. And then bring that E back over again. So you can just play with this to get it to how you like it here. A over a little. Okay. I'm going to go back through here, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to weld this. And the reason I want to weld it is I want it to be one piece because that's going to be sliced out of this right here. Okay, so I'm going to grab both of this, align, and center. So now I want to grab this, and I want to slice it out. Okay, I can delete that one, and I can delete this. So what that's going to do is when we make our little pocket, this bring to the front, and this one will bring to the front. This will get glued onto here, and then put on here. So then we put our little gift card together, it'll be personalized. Okay, again, you can cut this out of whatever color that you like. I'm going to use, I have a yellow, it's a dotted cardstock that I'm going to use for this. Okay, but that's it. That's all you need to do to set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay, and like I said, I am using my Cricut Explorer Air 2. I want to make sure that that is selected, and it is. So I'm going to click Make, and this will take us to all the mats that we need. It's telling that we need 7 different mats. I just wanted to point out here, this is for the envelope. It's showing score and basic cut. This means you need to have your scoring stylus in. And I am going to go ahead and cut this first. I like to get this out of the way just so sometimes I forget to put my scoring stylus in, so I don't have to go back and do it again. It'll already be in. So I like to cut that first. So just keep in mind, if you didn't know, the mats that are over here, whichever one you're clicked on, that's the one that's going to be cutting. So even though this one up here shows it's number 1, I have this clicked, so this is the one that's going to cut first. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes people forget if they click on something else, they're expecting this one to cut, but it's actually this one down here. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my materials cut, and then I'll meet you over there. We'll go ahead and put everything together, and I'll show you how to make this cute little frog gift card holder. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the envelope part first, like I told you, with my scoring stylus. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cardstock down. And I'm going to put my scoring stylus in. If you have not used a scoring stylus before, we have clamp A and clamp B. I'm going to go ahead and open clamp A, and then you'll hear this click when I push it in. Okay, and you just close it, and that's all you need. So it's going to score the cardstock first, and then it will cut it. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn this over, release it from the mat, and we're going to set that aside, and I'll get the rest of my cardstock cut. Okay, when you're removing these, when you have your name cut out here, go ahead and turn it over. Sometimes it's easier to bring the letters with you as you're pulling it off, because you really don't want to pull. Take a chance of it ripping. Just get your little scraper tool underneath there. And you can put it on your mat and just help push those letters out. So I'm going to go slow, especially with these little pieces right here. You don't want it to rip. So use your mat to your advantage. Go ahead and push it down so that it sticks to the mat. Alright, when you go to remove, I like to, when I take my cardstock off, sometimes if the pieces are small like you see here, I'll go ahead and flip this off. So whatever works best for you. I like slowly peeling it off. And then I'll use my pick to get underneath and pull those pieces off. And then I just lay them aside. So I remember which order they go in, which with this project it wouldn't be too hard to remember which way they go. Okay. If you are someone who is new to cardstock paper crafting, I just want to go ahead and point out that sometimes we all want to save, well, obviously we all want to save money, but I have found if you buy cheap cardstock, that's where you run into issues with your projects. Paper will start ripping. So this cardstock that I'm using, the black and the green that I use for the frog, are Encore cardstock from 12 by 12 cardstock. And of course I'm going to leave a link for all the products that I use, but I wanted to point that out, that if your paper is ripping, it could be because it's not good quality cardstock. The black and the green are 80 pound. Those are the ones that are from 12 by 12 cardstock. The pink here is also 80 pound. This is a Cricut cardstock. And then this right here, this is called, I think it's called Brazil Dotted. I'm not sure, but I'll get the information and leave that in the blog post as well. This is also from 12 by 12 cardstock. So I just like to point that out. I haven't been a paper crafter for very long. And of course, I bought cheap cardstock when I first started doing it, and I had so many issues with it ripping. So if you are somebody who's having issues, it could be the blade, it could be the mat, or it could just be the cardstock. Okay, now that all of our cardstock has been cut, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble, or I'm going to fold my envelope. I'm not going to assemble it just yet, but I'm going to fold it on the little score marks that we have here. Just fold it over and then hit it with your bone folder, or you can hit it with your scraper tool. Just something to help get those edges a little more crisp. Okay. And with this envelope, the two sides are going to come in, and then this is going to get glued on top, and then your cardstock or your gift card is going to go in the top. But I'm not going to glue this yet. I just want to set this aside. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble our little frog here. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and glue this first to get this out of the way. Go ahead and put your glue on the back of the part that has the dash lines so that you don't accidentally put glue down on this part and have it come through the holes. Down. Sometimes I like to use my brayer to help get the glue to stick all over. Okay, so while that's drying, we'll set that aside. Now let's go ahead and start on our frog. So I'm going to take a little pieces of his face first. Let's get a little closer here. Okay, little pieces of his face first, and I'm going to put glue on this. Don't need a whole lot because you don't want it oozing out. So I like this glue. It's got this nice little fine tip on it. Okay. And then this little frog has an offset, has an outline. So just set this down in here, just keep that in mind. Okay. And I'll put this leg on. This project's really easy to put together. My mom was a big frog lover. She had frogs all over her garden, all over her house. I got a few of them. I have them on my kitchen sill window and out in my front yard. I adopted some of them when she passed away. I inherited quite a few of them. So when I see a frog, it makes me smile. It makes me think of my mom. like to do foam squares and foam dots when I do some of my projects, but for this one I really didn't think it was necessary, and I didn't really want it to stick up too much in the envelope. And we'll do his little eyes here. And we'll glue those on. This would even be cute for Valentine's Day. You could have him holding a little heart. Alright, so that guy's done. We'll set that aside. Now for the little pocket here, this is going to get glued on here, and then I'm going to glue the top to this right here. So you want to make sure that you don't put too much glue on here because of the fact that your gift card is going to slide in here. Okay, so you don't want your glue to go over too far because you need to leave room to have your gift card slide down inside. Okay, so I would recommend just doing along the bottom right here. And then I go on the sides for the one that's going to go on top. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of glue, but it does stick. And I'm going to glue that down first. You need to add a little extra glue. Just keep in mind you don't want to put too much. And then I'm going to glue this to this, so that way I can add more glue to here. I'll let that dry a little. And then the pocket is going to get glued down here. Like that. And then when you go to put your frog on, I'm going to use foam tape. Just keep in mind when you put it on, you want to have them closer to the top, because if you put them down farther, like I'll show you with this one, when I made this one, I didn't put my frog out far enough, and on my gift card, I can get it out, but I need to bend it. So depending on the look that you're going for, if you don't want to bend that, just make sure you move your frog up just a little bit. But I'm going to do foam tape on the back of this. And I'm going to leave it up here a little bit higher. I don't want it to go all the way down to the bottom. So right about there. Because I want that bottom part to hang over a little bit. So you can see in this one too. And then I like to add a little bit of glue to the back. So if I need to adjust, it gives me just a little extra time to move things around. Oh, we forgot to put his cheeks on. We've got to put his cheeks on too. Dot his little cheeks here. See how easy that was? I'm going to let that keep drying, and I'm going to go ahead and glue my envelope here. So with your envelope, this is going to slide down from the top. So keep in mind when you glue this, that this, you don't want to put glue at the very top right here. So what I would do, just go ahead and put your glue right here. Give that a chance to dry. And then your little gift card. This was the one I was telling you I wanted to show you with the digital papers, how I sliced it out and then I just glued it together. So this one's not personalized, but like I said, I have a few other digital papers if you guys wanted to purchase that kind of match this whole theme. They'll be in my shop, but this one you're going to get with your free SVG download. Okay, let me go ahead and pull this one out so you can see the gift card in there. And just work it just like that. And then slide that into your envelope. And there you go. Look how cute that is. I just think it's adorable. Do you guys have a favorite frog color? Do you like to do the brighter greens? I was trying to figure out, I've got quite a few different colors of green on my cardstock. I'll put this away before my glue dries. So I have a couple different greens on my frogs here. Which ones do you guys like? I think I like this one. I don't know what it is, but I just think this little muted color is just so cute. I also want to let you guys know that I created this bear gift card holder as well that you can find in my shop. So if you're interested in that, click on the link that'll take you to my shop and you can purchase that one separately. Well, there you go, guys. There is this week's free SVG. I will leave the link for the free SVG in the comments below here. You can find all the supplies that I used, the name of the font, and the link to where you can find that as well on my blog post. You can find this week's freebie in the freebie library. It is design number 234. I would love for you guys to comment on the video if you like this one. Tell me which color frog you like or what color you might do for the background, something different. And don't forget about the envelope. You get that too. That will be with the free download. Please make sure you subscribe if you're new. If you haven't subscribed yet, I love having new crafty friends with me. Try and post a new freebie each week. I did take a few weeks off after the Christmas break. We all needed a break. But I'm back now and ready to share new freebies with you guys and new tutorials. But commenting on the video really does help the algorithm. I do appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you. Until next time, have a wonderful day on purpose.